Hey, so space and equity, we're all about increasing assets and creating new space. How does inflation impact the dollars coming into your household? Well, they just feel less than. So the same dollar in 2000 that you have in 2024, 2020, 2021, that dollar, this the dollar in 2021 versus the dollar in 2024 feels like 88 cents. It's just less than what you're paying at the grocery store is up significantly. What you're paying at the gas station is up, and you don't feel like it spends as far. The your raises and bonuses are not growing at the same pace of the costs of just living. So what does that look like? It looks like you end up during the pandemic. A lot of people had cash and savings. Moderate to low income, that's gone. Uh, it's now being transitioned to that money is spent, and people that have credit cards available to them are using the credit cards as part of their monthly cash flow. And credit card debt is highest it's ever been. It's well over trillions of dollars, and the defaults are starting to come in, and past dues are taking place. The other thing that you'll find is that when things cost more, people start to find ways to, I don't want to pay that, or can we renegotiate? So there's this article that I came upon, I'll share with you all, talking about just that. So if you've bought a home, sold a home in the past 20, 30 years, you know that the seller pays the commissions. It's typically 3% to the buyer's agent, 3% to the seller's agent. So they've got a 6% fee on the cost associated with the cost of selling the home. So you've got a home that sells for $300,000. 6 times 3 is 18. So you've got on that $300,000, you have. Do you need a business plan put together? Do you want to study an industry so you can purchase an existing business to add to your portfolio, to vertically integrate the business you already have? Or are you a corporate entrepreneur who wants additional streams of income that doesn't require all of your time and efforts, but the capital resources that you've gained? Well, we can help you do that. How do we do that? Well, with 20 years of banking experience, we can help on the financing side through the traditional bank, the non-traditional capital resources, and through equity. Reach out to us at 214-251-4786, 214-251-4786 for a consultation, or you can reach out at contactobi.com or our website, spaceequitycorp.com. We believe when you have the right team, you come correct and they can't stop you. Let us help you get there. But 18,000 in commission, if I can do my math right, yes, 18,000 in commission going out to the agents. Well, this lawsuit here is indicating that, hey, there's going to be a knock on that. I'm not going to look at the whole article, but there's a $418 million agreement that will make it easier for home buyers to negotiate fees with their own agents, and it could lead to more buyers to forego using agents altogether, which has a potential to drive down commission rates and force hundreds of thousands of agents out of the industry. So again, everything costs more. I don't want to pay for stuff I would traditionally not even think about paying for, and that's impacting realtors. So if you have a challenge with this, it's already in an economic cycle like this, even though we don't have enough homes for the consumer that needs homes. Therefore, the price of housing hasn't gone down, even though interest rates have gone up significantly. The cost to get into a home has moved up astronomically. That impacts the people that operate in the business to sell homes. And you may feel like, hey, if you don't do something every day, you're not a professional in that space. It's as simple as that. So let's say you're in your 40s and you're on your fourth home. You got your first home when you were 25. You sold that home when you were 29. You bought your second home at 31. Sold that home at 36. Got your third home because it was just the market was so strong, and you made a come up. So got your third home at 38, and then you're on your fourth home. You did the transaction 4 times. You're not an expert, but a realtor that's been in the business for 2 decades has done hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions. There's just going to be nuance that they understand precedent that they are familiar with that will help you in the home buying process. But if you so that particular realtor is probably not going to leave the industry because of this, because they have so much experience. That's how they make a living. But let's say somebody that's been in the industry for 3 to 5 years, this might drive them out because your return on your investment as a realtor is the actual close of the transaction. You're spending gas money, you're marketing, you're doing a lot of things before you close and collect a check. If that check is now going to be smaller, as a $300,000 home, you're like, oh, $18,000 has to be split typically between two people. So that's $9,000. And you have to share commissions with your broker. Let's say you get to keep your strong negotiator. You get to keep 80% of your commission or 80% of your $9,000. So you're keeping $7,200. But that $7,200 took you 60 days to make. That's not that much. And if you, or let's say you went from at the peak in 2022, you were doing 35 homes a year, and now you're doing 15 homes a year, that 72,000 or $7,200 doesn't go as far as it used to go. So it might drive people out of the industry. So that means you have less expertise on the transactions, more cause for harm in the long run. But this happens. This is an offshoot or a derivative of the fact that we have inflation. That when that happens and everything costs more than it used to cost at a rate faster than what you're bringing into the household, you're going to look at ways to cut. You're going to go out to eat less. You're going to be more stringent on what you spend your money on as it pertains to entertainment. Maybe you were used to going on, let's say, a family vacation and a vacation just with your buddies and some time with you and your wife only. You might cut that down to one trip. If you have to save money in transactions that you normally wouldn't even consider, like the cost of paying a realtor, especially if you're the home buyer, you're not even incurring the cost in today's market. That's potentially being changed by this. So this is an offshoot effect of the fact that things cost more. People are going to look for ways to save money in all the places that they can save it. And those with a lot of capital are just looking for the cost of assets to go down to the point where that's their trigger mark. So they may have billions of dollars set aside in an opportunity fund, but they're not going to hit till the value of the office goes down to 40% of its original value. Boom, that's their trigger point. But the smaller guys, it's tight and squeezed, just trying to figure out how to piece things together in this type of economy. If you like this content, like and subscribe. Eventually, we're going to tell the story about how, unfortunately, our franchise failed and thousands, if not millions of dollars lost in their transactions, but the lessons learned. But we're going to do it when we're ready to tell the full story, not as emotional, but it's a story of lessons learned. Education always costs. In this case, we'll learn some expensive lessons. We believe when you come correct, it can't stop you. Like and subscribe. Space and Equity, all about increasing assets and creating new space.